Hi, folks. Nick Talkert here. Today we're going to do things a little different. Today is a fun drawing time. I'm going to be drawing for you guys. It's just a way to distract from the ongoing commotion. We'll be doing fun art. I will be taking live commissions and requests. If anyone is interested in doing paid commissions or just kicking in, all that can be done basically through paypal.me. That being said, I want to thank IndieCD. That's the Independent Creator Directory. Your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians, for helping me be able to put this little presentation on, separate of my normal stuff. Rarely do I do Saturday shows, but I think we all could use it. So we're going to have some art. I'm going to sit back and just draw like I normally would, just with significantly less copyright media. And let me just double check something real quick. Okay, good. I can fix that later. And we will put on some, we'll just start with Chill Dude. This music is provided by Dan Hallfield. This go. I'll check the comments. Hello, Thesis. And what I am going to do to make my life just a little easier, let me see. Show comments on stage. Yeah, that shouldn't interfere with the art anyway. All that much. What nice thing about this is I don't. Oh, hello, Foxy. I don't have a. No, doing a new one. A real given necessity of things to do today. So that means I don't necessarily have to work on the same canvas size, because I do almost all my streams on a very specific canvas size. So because I don't have to do that, I can do some things. I may work on my kick stuff because I know I need to do a setup for my kick information. But I think I'm just gonna go. Here. This is one of my favorite sizes to work with, and I know again this is not the usual formatting, but this isn't a usual show. I'm still gonna do a lot of what I normally do. I'm just doing it on a little more chill things. Hey, well, what's up? How are you? This is actually the playing card / magic card size that I use when I'm making proxies. So I think I might just do some simple landscapes to warm up. I just have to get used to the very different scales that I can play with, but you're going to see I'm using the exact same techniques that you see on any given day, just there's a little bit more subtlety and refinement because this is at a much higher resolution. And it's a nice Saturday. We're just going to set up a simple sky. And I'm going to decide what kind of landscape I want to do. Oh, I don't need that right now. There we go. So we're just going to open up with, because I never know how much sky I'm going to need when I play with one of these. But yeah, and then after that I might just do some cartooning. I'm not sure. I just know I like the big motions to open up my warm up for my art. So I'm going to add another layer. I think I'm going to do not just a mountain, but I think I'm going to do a fairly specific kind of Chinese scene. Chinese inspired scene. because I just got off of a kick of watching a whole lot of uh, uh, Chinese costume dramas, and I do love the unique kind of finger mountain shapes that I see in the background of a lot of the historical dramas, because it's just fun. So we're going to do this, and we're going to start here. Just kind of, we're on second layer. We're still running normal, thick, a thick oil brush as the paint, just to keep things simple. If you're using Clip Studio Paint, which I know is a bit expensive, if you can find the 1.0 version, which is what I run, I run before it became a subscription, because I have this crazy idea of liking to actually own things. This is how I warm up. It's funny because the brush size, this little fine line you guys are seeing, for those who have seen my normal streams, this is normally that great big thick line. So it is almost overwhelming how much option I have and how much detail I can choose to get into should I wish to. And I may, because I have no real time frame today. I'm going to stick around as long as I have people in my chat, and feel free to tell me how y'all are doing. I'm always curious about such things. But let me switch colors up a bit. And I know I'm going to be painting over this quite a bit, but it's important, I think, when you're confused or upset about anything, or you've got stuff on your mind, to really sit back and set yourself an option to just kind of do something that will keep your hands moving and keep you, I don't want to say distracted, but let's run a thicker line. Yeah, let's get a nice fat line in there. I can come back with the little brushes and do finer details, but this is also just warm up, unless people suddenly really want sketches of a specific sort. I can do landscape sketches. It's not often people ask for landscape sketches or paintings or requests, but I do them. And that would be one of the people going to the bar, probably. I think there might be a dart throwing competition kind of thing down there. Anyway, we're just throwing the colors in to get them where they need to be. This is not a high pressure anything. This is incredibly chill. While the tool I am using essentially is the thick oil paint, because I like the structure it gives when I use it expressly. I will be using more oil pastel methodology to get the blends and things that I want. I also really want to be able to take the time and not really hurry, but allow my pacing to go at whatever rate it chooses to. So after this, I'm probably going to, like I said, I'm probably going to do something a little more cartoony. There may be some cyberpunk stuff if nothing is requested. That's okay. I like to say that I do my art in such a way that it very often looks like the world without my glasses. There's a certain thickness to it, and that's okay. But that being said, there's nothing saying we can't chat and have a good time, regardless of what's actually going on. So, y'all, you just tell me what you're doing this Saturday, what's on your mind, and I will gladly prattle around that, or I can just sit here and keep doing this. Whew. Oh, they're still selling it for a one time? You just don't get the continuous updates? Oh, that's good, because I accidentally bought the version that doesn't have the tablet variant connection, and I really regret that, because had I bought the tablet variant one, my Android tablet devices and my phones would be using the exact same program. Although I think at that time, when I was looking at my devices, I wasn't able to run them. And hey, Rich, how are you holding up, sir? Any good word on the job fronts? I know you've had problems. If we can help, let me know. I like sculpture, guys. And I know that's an odd thing to say in the middle of a painting, but when I'm playing with this kind of painting, it really does, to me, feel more like two-dimensional sculpture than it does painting. I just have to figure out how deep I want this all to go. Oh, now that you don't have to have your work set up, you can set up a drawing monitor again. I think that's wonderful. That'll be very good for you, Rich. I think that would be very good for your soul, my friend. Art is a necessity. I don't see it. I do not see art as a luxury so many people put it as. I think art and music are requirements for the human condition. And if they are stifled, they will find ways to come out in other ways. But I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that the things are going well. Only one of your strawberries was frozen. Well, that's pretty good. I don't know how many strawberries you had. Are you talking your plants? Like you had some kind of cold nip, or are you talking strawberries for your breakfast? I know my breakfast was not very healthy today, but at least I ate one. Be the first dedicated trainer they ever had. Excellent. Hello, Dave. How are you? Houston Dave. Houston, Texas Dave, that is. Right now, if this comes out well, I may make this into a proxy card just to be mana. I like to make proxy mana because when you're building decks, I swear one of the hardest things to get in bulk, and I mean big bulk, is mana. and it gives me somewhere to put my art where I feel like I'm using it. And it's oh so terrible if I do images on this particular scale. Today is actually Saturday. It is a very rare Saturday stream. Because some people did not like the way the news was looking, and I was asked and wanted to be of service to allow them an alternative to just watching the news and getting upset. So, hence this odd little Saturday stream is popping around. I know my old art teachers would be dancing a jig right now that I wasn't drawing anime women, if they could see this. But rest assured, as a matter of necessity, I will likely be doing anime style women at some point in this. And I will probably drop commercials for the good folks who help make this go on. I am really glad, by the way, that Thesis liked this commission. I put I had to do some very different techniques to what I usually do to get it to do what I wanted, but it seemed to have come out well. And yeah, Rich, being the first means you're the initial. You would be fighting somebody else's procedures and protocols. You'd be writing them, which absolutely would be up your bailiwick. I will say, you have the benefit of some extra time. It's a great time to finish and publish, say, on Amazon or whatever, certain books that I've been waiting for forever and a day. Oh, we're just, like I said, and right now we're just chill with it. Do you guys have any fun plans for the day? And right now, my plans are do the stream till people start getting bored with it, like I said, or, I need to break for a proper meal. Although I have never had a problem eating on stream either. And just have a fairly good time with it. Add another layer, and we can get into another one of my all-time favorite brushes. What's my favorite? Pointillism brush. And I get to play with it on, different scales than what I normally do. So again, this is really cool for me. I'm excited. I'm just going to start putting some happy treetops up. That's really neat because you can either draw the trees from the stick up, or from the program, or you can do it from the uh, leaves down. And a lot of it depends for me on the ranges I'm working at. How far away are the trees? Because the farther away they are, the more likely I am to kind of block them in first and pull down with it. And you know what? I might just do a full set, depending on the way today goes. I see something I desperately need to fix on this other layer. So got a little too much that needs to be addressed. But sorry, I may do the 5 primary lands of magic just because I don't know if I ever have. And we'll see. That is just part of the plan. I took the rest of this week to detox from the separation, maybe next week too, as interviews and flying opportunities. Then it's going to the other projects. That makes sense. Because it gives you stuff to do while you're waiting to hear back. And get back up on the layer I'm supposed to be on. And get back on the brush I'm supposed to be on. See, that's a little too big. There we go. I'll pull this down a bit. That's me really affect lighting adjustments. This has a very cozy feel to it. I like this as just an image. It's very, I don't know, soft, but very vibrant. It feels very much alive. I may have to do a layer between the trees to cover the grass or something. No, high tasteful thickness. This is done on a program called Clip Studio Paint. This is the EX version. It's a little bit more art-oriented than Photoshop is. I've been doing this for quite a while. On this application, I was originally really kind of shown this by a gentleman by the name of Luke Stone. And I'm working way off layer. I'm being bad, but but I quite like it. I am thinking of doing a show after I'll have to sort of reacquaint myself to something like Krita, but I would like to do a show where I'm using only free or very low cost systems, because people, I don't want people to think this is a, it's not art if you don't buy X brand and you don't use it X way, because that is certainly not how I operate or believe. I like that idea. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab probably this. Oh, wrong brush. Yeah, let's grab, go back to my thick brush, just shrink it down to actually probably the 20 you guys are used to me working with. And I can just start adding this in Yeah, forced it. I think I may need a bit more brown than the gray I really wanted to start with, but we can look at it. It'll take a while. Just gives us this nice set of structures to work off of. And now come in with some browns. Yeah, Krita is free. And that's a great thing. You are absolutely right, Tasteful Thickness. I do love that app. And older apps, older programs can really, they still are very, very valid. On the computer that will be set back up behind me, it's supposed to be, I will be having it set up, and it actually has Jask Paint Shop 3 on there. You want a real flash from the past. And what I can do, like I said, I don't have any real guidelines for this particular stream. This is just a fun art stream where I do what you guys kind of want. And, I can provide educational stuff. We can talk about programs. So I can pull up programs like, I could do stuff in just plain old, the modern paint. Now, I do avoid AI features as a rule. Let me get to the right layer. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that how the AI features were kind of groomed. I'm a bit of a stickler on that front. But I understand, I understand the temptation and the ease in which it can be tempting. It's just not. Oh, this is the wrong layer to be doing that. Actually, no. If I do this, I can take a brown. I can do. Let me get my airbrush. This right under. And I know that's not the right color of the dirt, but it does give a base. So I can play with the dirt coloring a bit. And this is the great joy of playing with layers. Sorry. But, yeah, if you guys want me to do stuff that's a little more, on simpler apps, let me know. We could talk about the proper use of gradients. Really? Affinity? Wait, but Affinity is through Photoshop, and Photoshop has been doing some shady... See, Photoshop, the newer Photoshops have some permission issues with trying to get rights to what's drawn on it. And I'm a little... Like I said, I'm careful with that. Now, I do want to make something crystal clear on the topic of AI. While I dislike the systems of AI art, and Canva bought Affinity. Okay, that's right, because they're the Photoshop alternative. Thank you. There are proper uses of gradients. People are joking because Joe knows that I actually ended up volunteering and doing some things for Joe just due to the pain that his icons were his icons for the apps he made started out with a yellow and white gradient with white text, and it hurt my soul. It wounded me deeply. And my friends, whom I love, they mock my pain. But they probably wouldn't be my friends if they weren't the types to mock my pain, to be honest. I'm sure that says something about me, but I'm not real sure what. Ah, I just spilled ink all over. That's nice. Yeah, I really don't want to darken it that way. I want to play with the sunlight more. I'm almost seeing what I want to do. That's what I'm setting up right now. There are lots of irrigation canals and things. Just making it interesting. And this is, again, good warm-up. What kind of tablet do I use? Well, for years I used an XP pen that I got, again, from Luke Stone. It was a Artist 15.6. I am currently using an Artisul, Artisul. I want to say it's a 22 point something. I am quite fond of it. It does really. It's a great tablet, and I got a very good deal on it. So that's very much an element. Well, financial matters do kind of matter to me quite a bit. But I also draw regularly with Infinite Painter and a stylus, pen little guy when I'm out. So I always tell people it's not the wrench, it's the mechanic. You could probably give J. Scott Campbell, half a box of Crayola crayons and a chewed off old golf pencil and get utterly amazing attractive female superhero art. That makes sense. There we go. I want to just come in here. How do I want to do this? I think I want to go and add. I think I'm actually going to add a soft light layer. And I'm only scratching the surface of what can be done with a program like this. Because I'm learning. I see us all as learning. It's a happy little Mount Doom. Yes. Now you're getting the idea. And that is like the spirit of what I like to do art-wise. And I do an art show every Wednesday. I do a morning talk show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please subscribe so you don't miss it. And on Friday nights on my other channel, I discuss sword fighting. But if you follow me through either Twitch or Kick, you have an opportunity to see both my channels. I have to, for YouTube terms of service stuff, kind of isolate the Historical Fencing Guild just a bit due to the fact that it is discussing martial arts and weaponry, and sometimes the channels can get a little cranky about that. So I do like to, hedge my bets a bit. Okay, the question of rule of thirds or golden ratio to composition. Uh, the idea is a lot of times you're going to train in that, and then you train in it enough that you have the rules kind of ingrained, and your art looks better because you've embraced it, or you're consciously choosing to forsake it. But a lot of it depends, again, on what I'm doing. So I don't think they're generic guides at all. They're wonderful, especially depending on the style of art you're interested in. And this is not my only style of art, but at all. This is just, I like to warm up with the landscape whenever I am going to be doing a lot of art, because it's softer, larger movements than when I am doing something more cartoony, more comic book or fantasy art. So. I don't know if that answers your question. They're fun to play with. Oh, a Japanese sword fighting penguin in the foreground would be fun. It would be. But I actually have plans for this picture, because what I'm going to do probably, yeah, I might just, when I have it done and I have to do a little bit of layer work, I added another layer between where I have my grass and stuff in the mountains, because I want to add some snow, but I don't want to really goof up what I'm doing. So I'm going to do this very, oops, it would help if I use the right color. There we go. I just want to add just a little bit of white snow as a peak. Yeah, I would love to go visit China and the different regions where these type of mountains exist, and just cruise on one of the big river cruises. Well, see, it could juxtapose, and that's the great thing about this. I could very easily come here. I could add a layer, right? And I could come here, and I'm in a fairly painterly mood, but I don't want to do this. Okay. I could gotta think about how I want this to work, because the footwork is going to be a thing. What brush? Oh, I'm using this. Just, why does that feel so jagged? Let's just do this. We'll just black it in real quick. You want to give it a separate head? Yeah, we'll give it a separate head. I could do this, and I could do. Oh. Yeah. Put in a penguin. That's funny, even though I'm using very pen tools. So you want a Japanese, what was it you wanted? Japanese sword fighting penguin. Okay. So first, we need the penguin. I'm going to probably, to keep things calm, let's see, right hand higher. I'll probably do something like this. a little more visually there. And we can go there. And you said Japanese, so we're going to very much keep it a katana. Just give me a second. And we can just work with this just a bit. I can easily put, per request, a Japanese sword fighting penguin. And because I want to do this right, I have to add a layer behind it again. And these are normal layers. This way I can do something like, I don't know, how am I going to do this? Give me a second. Let's see. Yeti Sports? Did I miss Yeti Sports? This. Nope, wrong layer. I'm back to that one. Back to that marker pen. He does look a bit more Chinese than Japanese, especially with this background, so I don't know. Let's see what we can do. See what we can do to kind of dress the penguin up a bit. But, yeah. This. Use the fill tool. A little thick, but I kind of like it. Because now I can take and I can do some very bold shell shading. Shell. That's okay. Street Fighter Penguin game, Yeti Sports game where Yeti chucks penguins. You know what? I remember that game. Okay, I brain farted, but yeah, I remember that game. So. I did not expect to be drawing this today. I'm already in a place that I am completely unexpected. And the thing is, I would still use this possibly as a I'm adding layer because I want to come back and do some more detailing up here that I got distracted from. As like a mana to tap and just, give very little to no explanation of why there's, a penguin just chilling with either a katana or Meow Dao. Just like sitting here like none shall pass. But this is what happens to my artwork. And the great thing is, if I wanted to keep this as a more serious one, I could just go boom, boom, and I'm back to my very nice painting. And then I can go boom, boom, and just make this a fun parody picture. Now, next thing I'm going to do is go up here. And I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to grab that. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to do... Well, that is the problem. Getting that right. I kind of wish I used a thicker black line. I can see Waldo. He's right in the middle. I believe the phrase is "say less." Watch this. Because with the kind of resolution I'm rocking right now, I can literally go, okay. Whoops. Where was I? Right here. I can literally go. I have to make him a little bigger for the resolution to be really workable, but that's okay. And then we'll go, the white will be easier to see. Just get on pixelated with this, but okay. That's a good trip. It's a little pixelated, but hold on. There you go. There are figures hidden and moving throughout my paintings all the time. So let me see. Like, we're going to do another one. This one's for longer time viewers. Yeah, you know what? Let's put him. Yeah, let's put him down here. He's a bit closer, so he can be a bit bigger. I think I can go like this. Yeah. We will put our buddy the lamplighter in the picture. taking a bit of break. Because he's due for a nap. Dude works hard. That's a little too big, isn't it? Not bad. That's still a little big. Hold on. Okay, we're going to do this. We are hiding things. We are putting goofy things in this painting for now. You have at least one layer of goofy things in the painting. This needs to go a little farther. So. Old style pixel art. Let's go. I'm actually really having fun with this because now I can just cut loose and be a little silly. Do that. And we'll put yellow in there. And we'll even go to, and I want to keep the okay, so we got the lamplighter, and he's chilling over there. We've added Waldo. What else was it? Sasquatch in the cave, make him dark. Sasquatch in the cave, make him dark. Okay. We're going to do that. He's way out here. Minding his own business out here, hiding in the caves. Doing what Sasquatches do. Again, it's very pixelated, but that's okay. Let's see, how's that looking? So we got Sasquatch in the cave. And again, the total freedom of being able to add or remove artwork. We need to do a little bit of work on this guy, though. He's going to need no. He needs a little bit of shading on the side of his map. Do a little shade. Now, there are ways to do it that more traditionally, but for now, I like that. Just that little bit of shading really did help. All right. And this is what we're rocking with. We've got what was going to be a very standard, tap for one red mana kind of mountain piece. And we have populated it a little bit with some little guys. And I do like a good little guy. A little guy is fun. I think it needs something else, though, while we're doing silliness. Picture. Yeah, red as well. already a lot of red. Oh, if I pull the red up, it might do vermilion. Now I have to play with the scale. Because I could just put a Gigantor Dragon. Yeah. Yep, thank you. I do need to get the system turned on over at Kick. I think I've reached the hours. I just have not had a lot of time to do that. I want to put way out in the distance over here. I like that. I don't like that. I don't like the way that's coming in. Okay, I know how to do this. I know what's wrong with this. Oh, how European centric of me. It should have been. We're just going to put a little bit of Shenlong action going here. Get ourselves a proper dragon. Oops, don't like that line. I could zoom in more, and I probably should. Go ahead. Just a little Chinese dragon going across. Yep. Yep, I wanted like the dragon lion kind of look in the distance. Kind of flying through the air of its own means, own volition. It's been nearly an hour. So, how's this image looking? Are you guys having fun with this one? Oh, I know I hit my 5 hours. Oh, blend modes are absolutely magic. Yes. We have lots of blend. Well, we have. Hold on. The different. If you look at the left-hand side of the screen, different types of blends for that. I'm still learning this. I've used it for years, but on a very shallow level. There are some tools to do all this weirdness, but I don't usually mess with it. Yeah, this is a fun piece, and honestly, I really like it. I like that we've got guys hidden throughout it. And I want to take, while I'm here, I want to take that, take that. What is this color? Whoa, that is way too big. That is way too small. That is almost there. That's just right. I want to take slightly darker. And I'm using the color spray under to just model the dirt a bit more. And then I can model it even more and just kind of keep gently darkening and playing with the dirt here. There we go. But yeah, I think this is a fun piece. The framing could be a little, let me see. It's 33. But this is a good piece. So what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to sign off on this. I'm actually going to run the IndieCD ad because I didn't run any ads when I started this because I wasn't quite sure on how I want to format it after I signed. I need to sign this thing. How small of a pen can I comfortably use? Can I go? Oh, that's about perfect. I like my signatures whenever possible to be specific, but I don't want them to be big dominant affairs that interfere with the artwork. I've known some artists who are really big on how fancy their signature appears and how big it is. The only reason I bother signing my stuff is so it's harder for people to steal, because I've had so much art stolen. Now, this may be may become printed out as a way you guys could afford it. Yeah, that's perfect. I want to say it's done, but I also really want to add something else to it. I'm not sure what. Like, I have to squint and go, what area it feels like it's missing something. The only thing I can think of, let me see if I can do this properly. I should be able to. Yeah. It needed a UFO. It needed a little UFO, don't you think? Okay, cool. This was a fun picture. I like it. I am going to save this as Mountain Mana with Penguin and Surprises. And we can roll with that. Oh, I typoed the mountain. I didn't hit the U hard enough. Let me go. Well, I can edit the name later. We know what it means. But I will at least export a PNG, because I know I forgot to turn on my time lapse. So I wasn't even sure I was going to keep this one. So, that's okay. I don't think I want the time lapse for this one. Well, I hope you found your stylus. Give me just a second. I need a drink. And then, unless people have requests, I will start the next image. And I might just keep this image size, because I'm a big fan of art cards. But what I'm going to do is come over here. I'm going to stop the music. And I'm going to run the Indie CD ad. And I will be back in a minute and a half. Alrighty, we'll just set up a new one. New. We'll keep the same format because I actually really like this, and I'll just start drawing again unless we get some requests. Whoops, looks like a postcard. Yes, it's again, it's playing card size, so it would work as a postcard. And you wanted the size? Hold on. Um, I need to go to new for a second. It is 1500 pixels wide, 2100 high, and I'm running a resolution of 600, which is pretty darn high. But I really like when I'm doing, especially my custom magic card art that I do for people, to be really spanky. So let's see. I'm just probably going to sketch something. I'm not quite sure what yet because I need music. I will warn you guys. StreamYard has a tune thing in the background music options that it comes with, and it's called Feeding the Ducks. Let's see. Normally I have it much louder than this, but I've been told that you guys can't hear me over it. But Feeding the Ducks is my absolute 100% banger. I can put that on and just fall into the art zone. Okay, now I'm going to my phone to see if I have any reference. I recently did a major image drop on my phone, which got rid of a lot of my pose reference files. Because as I go through Facebook and my friends' post and things, if I find a good pose that I like, I am kind of notorious for going, "Oh, I'm borrowing that pose," and go and that's a good pose. That's a good pose. Let's like light pencil that in, and then maybe we'll paint it. Nope. Music art zone. Yeah, that we do have. Like I said, if you want custom art for Munzie, Houston Dave, reach out. I'll be happy to do something custom art for Munzie-ish. No, I don't. I hate. I cannot. I can either use a pale blue, a gray. Maybe I'll go in gray. Let's get the pencil vibe going. Let's do the pencils. Oh yeah, that's nice. I need to move that there. Make sure I'm making my life easier. I have a new thing to hold my phone up for while I'm doing these in the car right now. I just was too tired when I got home last night, and I was running late for my historical fencing stream, thanks to that stupid train that I didn't get. Let's see. That's a little. Here we go. Now, I might someday do like a Discord show where I would be listening if I can get my music files, or go get a bunch more music because computer disasters, they happen. I would love to do a show where I could draw basically whatever I want, how I want, and not be concerned. Uh, I have to be careful, like even doing the uh, body buildup. Oh, I do. I have Patreon and PayPal. Um, I actually technically have both, Dave. My Patreon is related to the Historical Fencing Guild, which would be patreon.com. Ah. Okay, so my typing sucks right now. I will do that later. Give me a second. Let me see if it's not in the banners. And we'll just do it banner style. We'll keep it simple. You can paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert if you want to support what I do financially or send me actual requests. And if I go to my banner, let me come here. Haha, I can be cute. I can be cute. I go here. I go copy. I do have a Patreon. It is geared towards something stuff, but and unfortunately for me, these are going to pop up all over the place. But I can go here. I knew there was a way to be clever about this. I just have to go. Okay, this. Copy. Save that. And you know what? If I hit this, hold on, I want to see something. I went here. I went scroll across the bottom ticker. See what that looks like. Yeah, we could do it like that for this show, and then switch back. But oh, and we've got our here we go. We've got our bots coming in, which is good, but we can worry about that later. I do a lot of anime portraiture, which means I spend a lot of time drawing people in the anime styles, and I understand that quite a few of you have realized there are man, did I have to pick one with a really annoying hand to figure out? Yes. That's okay though. We can work on it. Yeah, no, there are a couple free AI garbage apps that let you do that, but those are AI garbage apps, and if that's what you want, you may use it. You're welcome to seek out AI garbage, but I actively do not. Ooh, the wind's kicking up. I can hear my door going out front. But do this. Do this. Come down like this. Put the leg in. Big swoosh. Get the shapes. Get the shape. The shape. Do this. And then I have to decide what I want to do. Because I'm making this a very attractive woman, obviously. But I haven't quite decided. Do I want to make her an elf? Do I want to make her a cat girl? You know. You tell me. Hence cave of Nick, paint me like one of your anime characters. Hold on. Okay. This, because this is actually going to be some kind of lace. And I may use the. They have a couple. What should I call it? Her leg is a little thick, even for like a leg, so we need to work on that a bit. I don't know. I don't mind a lady who's a little thick. Okay, we've done this. I really like this pose. Just kind of begs to me for like the scary succubus wing things. I mean, this just to me, just the pose aches for that. And if you guys want, after I do this picture, and you are serious, I will draw an anime female version of Richie. Uh, uh, as a anime girl, and I'll just leave this one untouched because it's already set up. I gotta give her face. Boy, am I gonna have to work on that hand. The inking is going to be nothing short of a nightmare, but that's okay. This is why we are still in the sketch phase. But if you guys really want that, say the word and I'll make it happen. And if you want magic cards drawn, or magic card style things drawn, I can do that. I can also I need a different color to make sure her eyes are easier to see, because we're gonna have layers, so I need to be able to play with her eyes a little separate, maybe from the rest. And then I'll put her lips in. Here, let's do this. Make this stand out. At that level, guys, I don't. I'll do it, but I don't know if I want to do it broadcast. That's getting a little on the spicy line, so we may have to have a conversation about live art versus commission art. But okay, that's not bad. I can work from that. I want to give her the slash. Yeah, that's good. This is a good sketch layer. I think I can work on that. Actually, no, I really need to figure that hand out while I am here, because that hand is going to be a pain in my derriere. It's a great pose, and that's why I use models and reference art whenever I can, because it will make me a better artist by making me suffer. And that goes there. Okay, there we go. Is it perfect? No. Is it a lot better? Yes. Is forcing me to work this way cruel? No, I don't, but arrangements can happen, Rich. Because I didn't see the whole indie CD at play. And honestly, I get caught up when, especially for indie CD, if I am not doing, the Blessed Joe watching over you all, a lot of times I'm hanging out with Mandy and Xander in the living room, And I'll be listening and sketching on my phone because it feels very camaraderie, which that might not be a word, but I think the meaning is understood, right? Thesis isn't as much fun to break. But yes. You asked me where I got. Oh, that business. Yes, now I remember. Now I remember. Basically, when a friend does something that I find upsetting or mildly ticks me off, if it's mild, I try to literally forget about it as soon as humanly possible. And that one, yeah, I understand where you were getting your art. And if you want that redrawn, I can do that for you. And I'll even do that one for you for free, Rich, because I know your situation. So that will, something like that will have to rattle after this image, because if I don't finish this one, at some point, someone, somewhere will get very cross with me. And if I can't do it during the stream, I'll have you send me some reference information, and I will do something for you. I get you. Like I said, send. You can send them to me, and I will draw something else. And that anything is a word if you can say it with enough confidence. That is very much my path. I kind of want to be a little more, slightly less anime with this, and just add a few more details. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'll do you wrong. She has no, like, nothing but black in her eyes, which is fine. Yeah. And instantly I'm offended by a line. How dare it go straight when I want it to curve slightly? There we go. I need to come here and I need to do this because that's just pulling the opacity down to make it easier. And yeah, I can understand that. I will be honest. I generated one AI picture, and that picture I generated was I threw applause, and I genuinely did not know I was speaking to the AI to do that. On through the whatever AI is attached to Paint. When it first came in, I was like, "What's this?" I said, "What do you want to draw today?" And I went, "A purple-haired cat chick." And a beautiful purple-haired cat chick appeared. And I was a little, I was both shocked and horrified because I understood suddenly just how easy, how crazy easy this is, and how quickly tempting such processes can be. I don't like the way this hair is turning out. I don't care if it's referenced. I'm going to play with it a bit. Yeah, this needs a little bit more nick and a little bit less of the reference. And that's okay. That's why it's just reference. Yo! I also, while we're talking, really, really do love when my friends, share pictures on Facebook or whatever, and I can use them because it makes it more real. And I'm all sketchy right now. I'm kind of embarrassed by it, but that's okay. It's just one of those days. So we're going to come here. Actually, how bad does it look? Let me look. Come over here and ignore I was getting distracted by the. I'm going to put, believe it or not, an elf ear in here. Not because I'm necessarily drawn. Oh, she should probably. I do like to give pointed ears as a sign of being not a human. So I might throw that in. See, that's not right either. My scale is way off. That's really not right. So let me undo all that. Look, put that back. This eye, I see what's wrong. I made this eye way too upturned. Something was bugging me. Okay. You tell me what you want as that Munsey doodle, and I will do that next. Houston Dave. Here we go. Nope, undo that. I want it. I want this eye, and I know I'm gonna have. It might be snack time. That might be my problem. It might be snack time. Let's see. Shrink it. Yes, I want to shrink it and rotate it like that. And suddenly, we have just a bit of clarity. Yeah, that looks good because she's got a very strange, almost pinched off expression. This ear needs work, but I can fix this ear by redoing it again. And yeah, just describe what you want as a Munsey. So let me see. Yeah, that's what I need from Dave. Let's see, it's that hand. If I do this, yep, we'll do this. That's better. After I finish this one, we'll do that. Oh no, there's a little bit of booba. It's the end of the world. Nah. It's not even close. But in the zone, and I'm kind of absolutely here for it. We'll do this to there. We'll add the roundness of the shoulder. Nick, you're getting away from the yes, I know. There we go. Do this. Indicate. No more. I actually gave it less booba. Okay, that's fine. We go here, a little bit here. Now, this finger goes like so. That finger goes like so, and that finger goes like so. And that knuckle sticks out farther than I was thinking, and that's why that part wasn't looking right. And then in the back, you see just a bit of a. That's fine. I think I've made that work pretty well. And I made this too long, which was throwing that off. Is that? Nope, not quite. There we go. This is coming along quite nicely. I don't think I did time lapse for this one either. I can. I just keep forgetting. Munsey related to Texas. Okay, yeah. Yeah, think about it. And I can, I'll admit my first thought was to look up Sam Houston's forces uniforms and draw like an armadillo, a cute armadillo in the uniforms of the men at the Alamo. I nearly ended up living in Texas at one point in my life. My, we'll say, biological grandmother, is the best way to put her, lived in Texas. And I nearly inherited her trailer. I also kind of moved her handle. I moved this hand off, which just thrown off all of this. But when I am penciling my own work, I treat my pencils largely as a suggestion and not a fact. So I'm constantly willing to do that. Oh, you like my ideas? Okay. Oh, you're going to dye your hair more? Are you going to go brighter red? Also, hi, Joe. I didn't get a chance to type that to you, but right now I've been doing so much drawing this week. I can either draw or type, but if I try to do other. Oh, okay. No, I mean, I am not denying it. I have been the timer / distraction friend many times for my friends who are dyeing their hair. I just have never heard it referred to as marinating, and I think that is frankly an adorable way to put it. So I'm going to go get this line, and to get a big sweeping curve like that requires a lot of motion in your shoulder. Come and cap it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to jot these ideas down. Because I'll take, let's see, armadillo, Sam Houston uniform, yes, I did see her short hair. I got a glimpse of that. Come and cap it if he likes that. Yeah. Oh, her hair looked amazing. And what else looked amazing was just how happy she was with her hair. I'm going to clear this up. I am very sketchy today. I'm usually much more confident with my inks, but some days you end up not quite as confident with your inks. Let's see. That hair still needs a lot of work. I have to go watch after my watch finishes setting it on my phone. Got a graduation party tattoo. Well, that sounds right. And I have the freedom to do what I want. Groovy. Then I will definitely hook you up with the next image. I appreciate it. Because I have that one to do, and then I have to do a very odd picture. And I have to figure out if I can do it broadcast and not feel bad about it, because I have a lot of minors who watch my channel. So I have to be careful how spicy I make some of my work. For frankly obvious reasons. Really like this, but I think there may be some transformative booting coming on because boots are easy. I like boots. Do that. And we'll come over here. Okay, that is a double wide, so we'll do that. this one. Oh, I hope you guys will forgive my hands being a little spastic today. I have a lot to do today. Because after this, at least I get to clear out the car. I'm also missing one of my neighboring towns' town-wide yard sale to do this. But I really, really wanted to give you guys some support. Oh, these boots are going to be made for walking. These boots are made for... Thank you, because that's what I need in my head. I'm going to do this. And I probably will play with the brackets again. I hate how natural these came out, because I know trying to get those lines in the inks is not going to go quite as easy as all that. God, that looks so raggedy. Why am I raggedy today? I am not forgiving of my art. I hope you guys will tolerate my shenanigans. But it's all part of the process. If I'm not grumping about my art, I don't know if I'm actually, arting. So we'll fix that. We'll do that. And we'll do that. Big motions, Nick. Big motions. Get your shoulder into it. If I don't like the line, I can always redo it, but wouldn't be the first time what I thought was my ink layer turned out to be a secondary sketch layer. Nah, that's never happened to me. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna redo the whole feel of the hair. Waiting on a vampire to wake up. Anyway. My family's been very, very tolerant of me doing this. And I know my wife isn't watching right now, but I do appreciate it. So, I have my next 2 pictures planned out already, which is good. I like that feeling. Because that means I know roughly where I'm going. And again, things get cleaned up. This will take a lot of working cleanup, but we have theirs. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shrink that down. Now, the reason I'm shrinking it down, is it's much easier for me. Oops. How's it doing that? That and that to get the smoother motions in a smaller image, because I can just use my hand because my shoulder's not behaving right now. And now if I turn those into boots, that will complicate that foot situation. I'm not sure I want to complicate that foot situation. I've already got complicated fabric situations going on that aren't well defined in this, but that's okay. And I don't really have much of a background. Well, I have a background to work with, I just don't like it. So it's definitely going to get a new background of some sort. Probably Gothic-ish window, like so. And I'm going to take a hydration break, and I think I'm going to run a brief commercial just to get my hydration in. And then we'll keep right on chugging on the art stream. And welcome to the new person who came in. I'll be chatting with you in just a moment. So let's run an ad. back at it. I mean, this again, not complex, nothing too hairy. Let's get rid of that back layer and see how we're doing. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. It definitely needs the love of a slightly fat pen, which in a moment I'll be able to do. I just realized I was working on it at a proportional size that wasn't familiar. Like that hair just is a situation that I'm going to have to deal with. But the pose isn't bad. Get a real eraser here. Oh, we need something to jam to. Let me see what we have. Oh, also few comments. Hello, Green Second. I hope you're having fun. This is a art stream, and let me run my other banner for a while about who I am and what you can see. And I'll bring the PayPal one a little later. But we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And Houston Dave, you're going to have to PM me your contact info so I can send you the file. My assorted emails are in here. Okay, how's this feeling? This is feeling rough, and there's a bit of that's a tangent. I'm going to fix that line. I also have realized that there's a slight angle there that I am not using, so I'm going to move this down. We're going to fix the tangent. There we go. So I have this. There has been the request for Richie to be anime girlified, which I can do. But that's a request, so that gets held off because paid commissions, especially those that the money's already headed toward my account, well, I really need to address first. Thank you. And thank you for supporting, individual art, free art, I like people free. AI free, that's what I'm looking for. Because the real reason AI is being pushed so hard is it's so relatively easy to control from a lazy perspective. AI rarely talks back currently, and they can use that to change whatever they need. Right now, she needs work because I really hate the way this hair is done. We'll do this. We'll do this. And we'll just start bulking it a bit. I can worry about those other lines later, because that really isn't how I normally jam with my hair. And that's what you needed, a little bit more thickness there. Put the hair like that. Yes. We know her eyes need, all the darkening. Because anytime you're drawing, a certain type of woman, especially one who is a creature of the night, they need to have the wings on their eyeliner be big enough that they can fly away from their problems. I know I have to turn the music on, but I'm kind of in the physical groove right now, so it'll be just a second, and I'm sure you understand why. Yeah, that hand will also need work, but that can happen very quickly and very easily. All right. Thank you. Great to see you draw at this age. How many years have I been drawing? Well, I am in my mid-40s. I have been drawing since I was a kid. So very easily we could say 40 years. I'm mostly self-taught, save for some primary school classes and such. I just had the fortune of going to school with a couple people who were truly talented, um, and I'm still rather fond of them. I talk occasionally to them on Blue Sky. Right now, she goes by the handle of Cami Vite. She did go by the handle of Cami Cheetah. But a couple of years ago, I sustained massive nerve damage due to a medical error. And I had to basically relearn to use my hands. So I have done so, and I am catching up a bit with where I want to be. The second time was considerably easier than the first time. Well, considerably faster. I won't say easier, because that would be a lie. But I am trying to teach myself to work more off of reference, but I find when I'm working off of reference, I'm not as confident in my art. Excellent. I forgot we were friends on Facebook, Dave, but that works perfectly. Oh no. Well, it's all perspective, Carl, and I have always associated with people quite a bit older than myself. It's just been sort of a lifetime habit. I don't expect that to change because I want to learn. I've always wanted to learn. It's one of my primary drives as a human. I want to learn and I want to help. It's not very complex. It just seems to annoy a great many people. But I do occasionally do things in a little bit more educational draw class style, and I can at nearly any time. And I can show you different ways to do stuff. So we may be doing a bit of a compilation set of how to acquire images that to reference and things like that. Here we go. I'm going to come across here. Come across here. It is not perfect. Not bad. Not perfect. Going to be a lot of work that needs done with all this. I haven't quite figured out how I want to do all this work. The nice thing is I can always say I'm done with this piece for a day and save it and come back to it later. I can even go, I re-edited a piece, but I think I know how I want this picture to work. I just have to kind of make it so. I did a lot more sketching than I intended to on the ink layer, because like I said, it happens. And I may, in the fairly near future, grab a break to put a little bit of food in my face. I don't know. I'm taking this as a lot more chill than I usually do. My 3-hour Wednesday streams. Oh, an old soul. Thank you. We live in a world right now where everybody's so angry. Like, because anger, it seems to be a safe emotion, you know. If you're stronger if you're angry. And you feel stronger. You don't feel as conflicted because it literally makes you dumber. And I cannot remember the reference point, but one of the studies I did in either psych or soc told me psychology or sociology. I should not use jargon, but they told me that anger takes away about 20 IQ points. That's why you make worse choices when you're mad. So staying calm literally makes you make better choices. And the problem is, being angry makes you easier to market to. So there is a lot of profit to be made in having people be a certain level of angry. And I think that's something that is actively pursued. I'm not. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to stay chill. Because if I am calm and I'm moving at a speed I can process, I was leaning more towards a succubus, but I forgot to give her a tail, so she could be a dragon elf. But let's see. Let me look at her spine. Look at the start of her tail right there. How do I want to incorporate that? I'll have to go down and out. And we're going to go here. And we're going to go here. That's a horrible. See, look, hit the wrong button there, didn't I? Whew, filled the whole page. Boop, we're getting there. Now, there are tools that you can have that, and I have them on my phone app that will increase the stability and it will make it easier to draw a specific shape. But I don't have any of those. So we'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. And we'll pan out. Oh, no, we won't, because I have to fix this. And I have to fix that. A lot of work, a lot of tweaking. If you guys ever wonder what I'm doing when I'm insomniac, I am either writing one of my books or I am doing something like this. Okay. Let's see now. Now we have to get to the interesting things. Clothing. Those are button effects. No. I thought I had. Let me see. I downloaded some stuff. I just have to figure out where it went. That's not what I want. Although, if I go here, let's just see how triangle grid, and we'll play with the density. One of these brings up the size. See, that's stabilization. Let's see. Okay. There we are. Now we go. Is it going to do it that way no matter what? Yeah, see. Well, let's see how it looks. Let's just give it a chance and see if I like what it is representing. This isn't the brush I normally use, but I kind of want to see what it does. I need my halftones, and I don't know where they live. They might be in a fill setting somewhere. Was it? Yep. Yep. Do I like that? Do I like that? I do not. Okay. I really need to go down to the book and download a good lace pattern. But let me see. Nope. See, there has to be a way to play with that and get what I'm looking for, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just go back and do it a little bit more my style, which is drawing lace is a pain in the butt. It really is. So I'm going to just keep it kind of simple and see if I can make it work. And see, that's the other great thing about a show like this. It's I get to chill. Lost a lot of great comments because I was in the focus mode. So let me go back. Not an awesome fear to have, right? Yep. Anger and fear self products. Yep. Happens, Nick. This morning, Hermione, it's a whole thing. The cat sat on my keyboard. I was working and deleted everything. Fear of social rejection is one of the greatest fears a person can have, and use that to sway you. No, you're true. I can see that, Foxy. You're very zen most of the time. You haven't seen her when she doesn't have to socialize. Well, yes, oh my. I certainly have a public face. We all do. We all do. I know because you know me better now, but there was a point where Carl and a few of the others thought I did not swear. And I find that really adorable because I had a very bad incident. I had somebody basically being a complete jerk on one of my shows. And it got under my skin, which does not happen often or easily. But I went into a private Discord room that is known to a great many people. I said, do you guys mind if I vent and I may use some rather spicy language? And I proceeded to unload the huge amount of annoyance I was holding at the time. That's what's wrong. This should really hang more. Okay, cool. We can fix that. But and stop. I should not be proud of the fact I can swear as prodigiously as I do. I do, but just not in public. Yeah, that was an epic thing. I needed that because my goal has. I genuinely consider Fred Rogers a role model, as I do Bob Ross and the Secret City. I always forget his name. Anyway, it will come to me in a bit. But the many of the PBS broadcasters that really affected me as a child. So I try to be a safe, friendly place, and I try to be as kind and as patient as I can. And it greatly offends me that I am still yet a mortal with mortal failings, and occasionally I have to get very upset. Now, vast majority of time, it happens when someone is messing with somebody who can't. uh, defend themselves. And I do believe that swearing has a place in the right circumstance. It's a tool in an arsenal of communication and emotional expression, but it is not something that needs to be constantly wielded. It doesn't make you cool to swear. If I am swearing, it means either I am venting the intense frustration because I am driving and somebody is yet again doing something dangerous that I can't do much about, or something along those lines. Right. Swearing is very much a spice. I don't know. Let me see. This is not perfect, but if I want to get at least Dave's picture done and possibly do a version of Richie's, I need to hop and pop now. But it's that mix of what is human and what is rude and what is necessary. And I know that's a whole lot to throw out, but it's part of the situation. It's part of the understanding. And right now I'm just using Phil to throw in as much of the base color that I can to make my life a little easier. Because it's sketchy, it's harder, but we'll make it work. I have to figure out her skin tone. Well, let's do everything until I get to that skin tone. I've also found when you're doing things like this, essentially holding down the fill button and scrubbing it helps. I will come back with a very specific pen when I am ready, and I will fill in. Actually, let's just do that. We'll make life a little simple. I like the Miller pen. It isn't pressure sensitive, but eyes were open. Yeah, well, as I kind of let slip that night, it's necessary to that I just on my programs I try not to, because I have minors and because I'm trying to be a safe place and a calm place in a world that is neither safe nor calm. I do not have the power nor the authority to affect many changes that I would towards those endeavors. It's just beyond the scope of what I can do. However, didn't want to get those last two. Hold on, wrong color. What I can do is provide a place where people can talk and feel welcome and ask questions and vent. I'm going to fix the Scooby-Doo eyes, I promise. And have life get a little better. That just requires putting in the effort. You know, like a great many things. Stretch time. Stretch time. I must be at an hour break. Just about. Okay, so I'm going to take a commercial break so I can get up and stretch, pop everything so I don't hurt myself. And thank you guys. And again, please remember to like, follow, and share what you are seeing. Let's see who's at. Oh, I run out, Julian.
Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphellion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
All right. Now, let me pop in here. And we're going to do my stylus. See, I have a lot of essentially repair I have to do over here. And that's okay. I don't mind it. I think this one will go wet with it. And bring my brush back and just do it. Okay. But let's see. Oh, questions, comments are ticking. Oh, we have a bot, but that's okay. I count bots as interactions, so I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to, put them up or anything, but I also would never pay to have viewership expanded that way. I count that as essentially cheating. Let's see. Commission. I have to address. See the problem. I can come all the way down here, come back to this, go back to the left hand, figure out where the wing is, then do that so that I can come in here back on the multiply layer and do that. Now, people ask, do you have trouble keeping the layer straight? Yes, all the time. It is very challenging. There is no shame in admitting that. Keeping the layer straight does make this a little bit rough. Come here. I want to really pale this pink out. So that. No, that just looks like our skin tone now. Yeah, does it? Let me see. How do I like that? Nope, I don't like that. I'll leave her like that. That's all. And I'll just smooth out some edges. Again, this is a quick picture. I'm having fun going slow. This is really nice to just be able to kind of chill versus having to pop through it as fast as I do for my Wednesday shows. It does mean my rhythm is a little off. Can you feel the rhythm of the night? Go. But I'm just hopping and driving my way through. Oh, I should give her a name. She definitely does need a name. Well, we can work on that. We can work on that. I will always take suggestions. Let's see now. I'll come here. We're going to go right here. I'm going to thin this down quite a bit. And we're going to go all the way there. Gold. Oh, we should go there. Hold on. I got to figure this out. Black this part. Yes. Black this part. Yes. Like that part. And that part too. Like I said, this is sketchier than I normally would allow myself to do, but I'm on a very bizarre rhythm, and I'm not really going to fight it. I'm just going to try to keep that sense going. Because there's going, oh, fix that. There we go. And yeah, you'll see once I am really going, instead of hitting the thing, I can press a button on my little stylus guy, and it's trained to automatically color sample. So I can move my colors around very quickly. Now, let's see. Where are the obvious flaws? That I did it. No, that wasn't very nice. It was funny, but it wasn't nice. Okay. I used to love that show. Wild Wild West back in the day. Oh, great show. I still love that show. What am I saying? Used to. Okay. Now, we have this all set up. She is my. Oh, no. I missed a spot that needs some tender loving. I can feel it. Loving, baby. I'm going to turn that to just a gold piece. I could detail it more, and I probably should, but we'll see how that goes, because I can always come back to it. Also, I'm going to put gold right. What am I doing? I have a fill thing. Don't. See, I forget sometimes that I have modern technology. Do that. Oh, that was not a closed line. But that is, and that is, and that is. That line wasn't closed. I see the problem. I have the technology. I will grab black real quick. Thank you. Just borrow that black. Big heavy lines. I like heavy lines. I've always liked heavy lines. I was very much influenced by bye Green. Enjoy your night. And yes, I usually have. Okay, that's a good thing to bring up, and I can't quite zoom, but give me just a second to let me see. If I do that, okay, that's going to hide me, and I have to stop the comments. If you look right over here, I have the paper layers by background. Layer 1 is usually the sketch. Layer 2 is usually the ink for me. Layer 3 is the flats. Now, I am used to a lot of the programs I had back when I was just learning, etc. Were very limited. So often I'd only have 5 layers to work with at a time. Awesome, Foxy. Can't wait to see it. So I really hammered it down to it would be this, a multiply flat, a basic shade layer, and then a basic lighting layer. And that would be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So going with that technique, hold on. Can I put that now? Yes. Going with that technique and that approach, the next thing I would do is hit. I'd go down to, now there are lots of layers that do lots of things, and I'll be honest, I don't use the vast majority of these layers. Once in a while will play with them. But I use multiply all the time. Multiply is one of my favorite layers, and what I do is I get about a gray 15, and then I take my marker usually up to 20. I'm not sure how 20 is a little small for what we're doing, because I usually use a bigger one, but using that gray and the multiply, I can come in and I can just give this really nice, simple approach to darkening. Just a little bit of shade on things. So if we were under, and I like to do the shading by the light the room has, and then the environmental shading, and then the mood shading when I have multiple layers. But for now, it would be doing this, and yes, I can highlight the certain shapes and make them stick out a bit more for obvious reasons. And this is just cell shading. I'm going to grab a big one because a lot of things I do are about how can I do it most efficiently and have it not, take much out of my hand. So there's almost always a level of that going on. Some of that, a lot of that right here. Oops, I got a little rowdy with that. That's okay, I'll show you there. Just erase it. How? And I do love the effects something like this has. Now, so I've got almost the personal shading down like you would have if you were looking at it from a room. But I'm going to do a lot, especially on a piece like this, a lot of mood shading is coming down the pipe. So I'm going to be doing a lot of this. I'm going to have to, because I'm using the fat one, I'm probably going to want to extend and shape it a bit, but my eraser, yeah, that's a big enough eraser. Just clean that line up just a bit. Get that bump. Come back, fill right there. Get that underline there. Yeah, you can see, starting to get a vibe for it. Now, I can do the, normally I would come here, I would go soft light. So we'd go down here till we find soft light. And probably, I need to get real small with this, do edge lighting. Now the biggest light source that I am seeing in this room definitely is coming from the window. So I'm going to be playing with that quite a bit. I'm assuming that there's a secondary source basically facing her, like you're holding up a candle of some sort. But we're going to do this to add that sense of shine. Yes, I know my stomach is starting to growl a bit, but that's okay. I'm going to have to do some erasing on this too. We can do that. And that's okay. Because room lighting really does highlight and shape the imagery quite a bit. So I'm going to put some more on here, use it as a hair adjuster, and then put just a little across her face, like so. Put a little in the cleavage area. There we go. Now, right now, this still is very close to flats. And hi, Dawn. And very red, judging by the mix. You will have to send me pictures or something, dear. Now we start what I like to call my dramatic shading. So we're going to go multiply, grab, oh god, do I want to do it with the purple, the darker haze, or do I want that bluish? I think I want the smoky, so let's do this and see how it goes. Whoops, undo. Multiply, fill, only editing layer. Now I've turned off the lights in the room. Now I take my eraser and I start finding where the light is. So I can tell that this blood red light is coming from this window. And again, I like this because it feels like it's sculpture. It feels like I am, where the light is hitting, it's because I am carving away layers of the darkness. And by doing so, I start to tell a really neat story. Because now I can go, what's where? Okay, so we know that's there. It's going to get lit up. Oops. I got a little off it, so I'm going to redo that. I think, yeah, I need a smaller brush. There we go. Do a limited bit of light there, because it's not really going to hit all the way around. I'm just going to do this. Oh, see, I lost control again. I'll slow down, and very nice sensation of where the light is hitting. Very subtle. And where it hits our skin, it's suddenly very radiant, which is good. It's something we want. We have to play with how light is hitting her. And I find that at least on the first try like this, the faces and any skin tones really need to be very clear, because this is not the only light I will be running over this. There we go. But it lets you well, play a bit. Do this. And we're going to do this. And now I'm going to shrink it back down to make my life a little easier again. Because her skin should always have a certain measure of radiant glow. So I haven't come up with a name for it. I mean, she's a succubus, so the temptation is to try to go for something lustful sounding, which means I really want to go the opposite and name her like Constance, which actually I really kind of like, so that might be her name, unless you guys give me a better one. Okay, sandwich sounds good. I am munching. I have a little crispy cereal crave thing, which I'm holding up, but you can't see because I forgot I didn't do this. I am munching. Charity the succubus really does have a humor to it. Charity could work. Serendipity was my stripper name. Is an old joke. It's a joke. It's a reference to one of my favorite programs, Warehouse 13, which should surprise no one. Now, Oh, got a little wild there. As soon as I thought, now we're getting somewhere, I let it slip. That's one thing I like about art. It forces me, it's like marksmanship. When I say marksmanship, I mean anything I've ever had to aim. So, bows, BB guns, air guns, Nerf guns, whatever. Just a little tinkle. Oh, there we go. Not that it makes sense, but it doesn't have to. See, now I've done that, and we have the base almost right. So now I get to come over here and do the same thing again. Turn that multiply because I hit the wrong layer. And now it's going to be a little different because now I'm going to have direction of the light. So what's going to happen is here, go here, we're going to go here, like so. I got to fix that because that has to be a hard line. I forgot, I am in negative land right now. You fix things via, well, undo. There we go. That should let me just buff that in. Now we're gonna come back here, grab a big old, I need a big old brush, thank you. Go. And this should turn to white and life gets simpler. There we go. Now this is going to give directional lighting on the image. So we just have to play with this. And then we figure out where the next layer of darkness is going to be. Does this make this kind of mood lighty? Yes. Is it supposed to make it kind of mood lighty? Yes. There we go. Now this is a little trickier because I have to aim it a bit. And then shake it. And then redo it over here. I know this looks very sharp, and normally I wouldn't use quite so sharp. I'd like to use something like a soft airbrush because that's going to let me have the nice edges. But I can also take the soft airbrush and give myself the nice edges. Just a little bit of expansion. So it means I can do things like, I want to make the wings look like the membranes are thin enough that the light partially shines through. Because again, we're thinking about what's actually going on. And I want to leave like a sinuous look. There we go. This one especially needs to be buffed. There we go. Now, the other thing we get to do is we like this, but maybe we want to dim the overall effect. I saw something I need to fix. And we can easily do that with the opacity. We just slide that down and we make it not as severe. So I can come here if I needed to brighten it up. But I'm actually looking to darken things. I just like to control it. So now we do one more. And guess what we're going to do? Same thing. I layer darkness on top of darkness. Lilith is fascinating. Lilith is a fascinating subject to study. Undo. Refer only to editing layer. multiply. That's not nearly dark enough. There we go. Now, come here. Big ol' airbrush. Give me an airbrush I can fight with. Give me white. Now what I am doing is lightening, but I'm trying to preserve the sense of gloom. And now it's starting to have that tangible darkness. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm really, this has been something I have been working at for a while now, trying to get the layered darkness and light effects. I was very, very, very influenced by the Thomas Kincaid paintings. You know, the Christmassy. I'm going to go here. Go here. Go. Try something like this. So I realize something that needs to happen. It can happen on this layer or another, but this is a good layer for it to happen. It needs to have that extra sense of darkness. There we go. That looks good. I'll sign off on that one. And come down here, grab my pen, get in black. Gee, I think I might do gold on this one. I think a gold signature would look really good. And then I'll zoom in a bit. And I know, again, this is bit rough. I didn't clean this one up nearly enough. But it's digital, so I can come back and I can clean this up. Now, I'm glad this looks good. Hope you guys like it. Come here, I'm going to say save as Charity Lilith. We can Charity Lilith. Patient Succubus. We'll do that. Thank you. Now, new one we're doing is going to be for Dave. I just need some things. So I actually have to do a lot of reference hunting. So it will be just a second. So you can't see this because I can only run so. Well, actually, here, hold on. Let's do this. Yes. Move tab to new window. We're going to just pop this up. Okay. Wow, that went all kinds of crashy. Sorry about that. If that scrambled your brain, you're much better for the spirit of what I do. First thing we're going to do is we are going to grab outline of the state of Texas. Heck, we'll go transparent. Outline state, transparent background. And we grab one of these that's, free to use. And we'll just grab this guy. So we'll go here. I will save image as. That was interesting. That went fast. I don't like the way that said that, though. What is this? Save image as. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of all this extra gobbledygook so I don't have to process it mentally or physically. I realized I haven't exported any of my images to PNG yet. So I've grabbed that as a layer. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to go armadillo, so I can find a reference for it. And we look at the armadillo, because I'm going to have to peopleify an armadillo, which is fine, because I have that image. And that image right there is perfect. So we're going to save that too. And we'll just put that there. Although, let me see, is there a better one? I kind of like that one, but we're going to do that. We're going to do that right there. Because I like, he seems a fairly bold stance for an armadillo. Oh, wait. Here we go. Perfect. Save image. I like armadillos. I know. They have the problem too of being considered something of a pest. They can they can carry some pretty impressive diseases. Well, that's a good one too. I didn't realize there were so many standing pictures, but I like this one. That one has a good takeaway, so we're going to do that. Okay, we've got an armadillo, we've got that. And we go uniform of Sam Houston men at the Alamo. And we get a good look at how they probably dressed. And that's going to give me options. Because okay, so classic cavalry uniform, probably. Well, that's a portrait of Sam Houston himself. But let's see. I actually really like, we go here, this fellow right here. I like him. Either him or him. There's a lot of F around and find out. So I'm going to say this too. Now, a lot of times I would do this on my phone, so I don't have to keep images up. But we're going to go Alamo ref. Cool. Now, we have all these goodies that I have acquired. Nice armadillos. I like armadillos. Okay, so I don't need any of this anymore. We are back. I'm going to come here, and I am going to import image. And I'm going to go downloads, where they are. We'll start with the Texas outline. We will just go here, make it big as this can fit. Need to get the little corner. Man, every time I look at Texas, literally every time I look at the state of Texas, I want steak. But we have the state of Texas. Now, normally I would do a sketch, but I really don't see a reason to. And brought in layers like that are remarkably difficult to use. Now, we're going to do another one. Actually, do I want? I can draw the armadillo from the side over here. I'm having to do things different because I don't have access to my I don't have access to my screens the way I would because I'm streaming. And we're going to go, so we're going to go insert again, image. Actually, nope, I got to do something else. Hold on. Cancel. I have to go open image. Nope, open. Download. We like this armadillo better, so we're going to come over here. We'll look at this armadillo. Armadillo! Okay. Cool. We can work with this. All we're going to do is get the shape and feel of the armadillo. Wow, that is nothing I need. Actually, a pencil is not a bad option for sketchery. If I can figure out the right size, because boy, is this going to be a pain in my derriere. I'm going to add a layer to Mr. Armadillo. And it's a normal layer, that's fine. I just want to make sure my shapes are right. Well, that's gold. I don't want gold. I want black so I can see it. This needs to be bigger. There we go. That works. I am working small, but okay, that's close. I'm not tracing per se. I'm getting the gist, and I really should have grabbed a higher res image, but that's okay. Because it's a bean shape. We'll put the belly. Then we'll go here. Then we'll go here. Then we'll go here, here, and here. I was going to clean up the image, but really this is just what I would theoretically need. We can throw some slashes here. And I know I have to do petals there. Well, let's do it. And we'll make his eye bigger to be cuter. And his hands are going to be holding things. So, he's definitely going to be wearing cowboy boots. Now we have this image. This is a good image. This is a good armadillo. I might just do it this way. Well, we'll see. I'm making everything easier to see for me. Because he would be scaled, but I am not drawing scales the size of those boxes. And this is what you call, doing the faster necessary kind of production. When you're figuring it out. Now, how's that look? Okay, that looks better on your screen, so I'm doing okay. Now, let's hit File, Export Single Layer, PNG, Armadillo, Sketch. And the reason it's a sketch, and I'm going to have to redo it, is we'll have we're going to have a bit of issue with this fellow fitting where I want. Do I want to save it? Do not save it. Oh, you know what? I can save it. We'll save it that way. Let's hit save, and we'll go yes. That's fine. Because I shouldn't need the actual picture of the armadillo again. Now we're here. We're going to fill this with probably white while we're on this layer, if it will let us. And we'll realize that I didn't refer to other layers. There we go. Trying to think how I want the back of that to look. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not real caring about that because we're going to add another layer. And we're going to bring in our armadillo friend that we just sketched. Image. Armadillo sketch. Because you see why the size was a problem. Because he needs to be the main character. like so. And what we're going to do is figure out where we want our armadillo to be. Where he is in front of the picture of Texas, but you can still see Texas. That should work, and I'm just going to do... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Hold on. That needs to go all the way there. That does let me move it, right? No. Does not. Come on, give me the move. Yeah. See, we won't put him right here. He obscures some of Texas, but not a lot. And this will make sense later. Can I do that? Perfection. So now I have the reference layers I need. I have everything else, and I can actually do the work how I want. Which means I can come here. I can go. Boom. So now it's been a little cartoonified through the transformations. It is still very much identifiable as an armadillo, but I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Let's see. We need to figure out. We decided we like the hat guy, so we'll give him a hat. Whoops. Nope, I need black guy. And we'll start putting a cowboy hat, even though back then the cowboy hats were much stiffer brimmed, so we'll do that. Now, come down here. Because first I gotta set him before I can dress him. And we're gonna go here. And here. We're gonna come here. And we're gonna have to put something in his arms. I'm not real worried about the shape of his hands yet, because I'm going to tweak them, because armadillos have little claw diggy hands. They are among my favorite animals. They are high on the list of animals I really think are cool. Now, I need to make sure it is clear that these are cowboy boots. So we're going to do that. Do the same thing over here. So you have to realize Texas doesn't exist yet. That's just the outline. I think I'll just cowboy him up a little bit more. We're just going to cowboy him up because it's fun. Give him spurs that you see. This cowboy hat. So his cowboy hat gets filled. Why is that making a light at me? Here we go. And I can come back and add color to our armadillo friend later. First, he has that. And yeah, we're going to definitely keep him inspired by Sam Houston's Men, because I think that's cool. Do this. We're going to do this. Actually, that would go out along the outside, but along the outside. It would go along the outside. Do this. Make sure it's apparent he has jeans on. Yeah, we're just going to cowboy him up. We are just going to cowboy him up. right and proper. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the freedom dispenser. He must wear pants. This is a fun one. I'm enjoying this one quite a bit. Thank you, Dave. I have to their articulations. There we go. Now we're going to remove that layer. So we see what we have there. Now we come down to Texas. We're going to minimize the font of Texas. Out in the font of Texas, the opacity. Hey, you have it. You have a run. Well, if you want me to run how I do this again, I will always happily run demonstrations on Millipen, and I want about 10. Nope. Yep. Oh, this. What I'm going to do is just basically trace the outline of Texas, roughly. Oops. And then we're going to come down here. Whoops. That's okay. Going to be whoopses. Whoopses happen. We're going to do this. We'll do this. And we'll do this. Now, if I remove the fake Texas that isn't there, I now have this armadillo roughly sketched. I have Texas, and I have a bit of work to do. So it doesn't matter if it looks right or not. I've got to change that because that's bugging me. Come back here, and I need about a 15 pen, really. So I'm going to have to come down. Oops. I forgot to put the here. And we're just going to do this. That. Probably erase out the hat a bit. That will give the ears a little more definition. And once I colorize some things, it will make things a lot, easier. We'll just fix this chunk of Texas. And we'll thicken. I'm just bolding the lines. Then I have to, that's what I was missing. I think I was missing a line. Come down here. him smirk because he needs a smirk. Get rid of that line. Doesn't matter if it works or if it makes sense. It visually bothers me. If it's going to visually bother me, I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, now. Yeah, please explain to me what's giving you problems, Carl. And I will try to diagnose and help. Okay, now. Clicking this line to cover up a couple inconsistencies. Yay! Oops, that's a much. This should be furry looking. Which again is about giving the flavor. Now we're gonna add new layer, blend mode, multiply. Oh yeah. We're gonna do some flats if this will let me. Whoops, wrong thing. I just have to fix that. And yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like the smell. I'm gonna take this mild yellow here. Let's see if it will let me do this. So now we have Texas, and Texas is clearly separate as an entity from the armadillo. The armadillo is going to get the probably basic brown treatment for a bit. And that'll slip that darker treatment for up here. That's the underside of that. Okay, so we're going to do this. Because I don't want him to look unfriendly. I just want him to have the right understanding of the place of Texas in the universe. And I'm going to give him a brownish hat, a darker brown hat, because it will fit. And we'll come right back here. I'm going to grab this now, here, here, and here. We may actually leave that white because that looks right. But we're going to give him blue jeans because they look good. We can give him dark brown boots because it's the real deal, you know? Now we're getting somewhere. I'm going to give him probably green eyes. No, I'll give him blue eyes. Let's see. No, because I want a different color. So let's go give him green eyes. There we go. Pink nose. Fix the ear gap. Whoa, not black. Wrong color. Get that little corner of Texas over there and that corner there. Now we're getting somewhere. Get the brown over here too. I don't like the chunky lines. It's fun. And we're gonna go like this and like this. Now we like this. We will. Yeah, we like this. We're going to add another layer just to be safe. Come back here. And we're going to come back here and do this. Make it that. There we go. Get that white spot. There we go. I see a few pieces that didn't quite convert. And we can't have that. Okay, now blend mode, multiply. We're going to do some shading on our nice little friend here, just like we did before. And this self-shading is kind of important. It gives a good feel. Oh, I always do this. Why do I do this to myself? Because it works, dang it. I hope everyone is having fun and feeling distracted at least. Your hair is quite red. I cannot wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that. And we will go put this, do that, we'll do this, so we'll do this. Do that, that. Do that. All right, not bad. Now, you just add the lettering that I believe what the request, Carl said come and cap it. So we'll go here. I have a font that looks very Wild Westy. I just have to remember where it is. Wide Latin might work. Wide Latin probably works real well. Maybe just go all the way to the top. Hungarian's a little too fancy for this art style. Let me see if there's anything that looks better than Wide Latin for this. Look, it's Comic Sans. Never. Okay. Engraver. I might have to go to Wide Latin anyway. Goudy. Yeah, I guess Wide Latin was the one I was looking for. Well, I'll know when I get there because I'll never get there till I scroll to get there. Come on. Virus. Rockwell could work, but let me look at Wide Latin. I just keep thinking Wide Latin is the place to be. There we go. Wide Latin. Black should work. I'm gonna have to go right here and say, come. And we're going to do this and Old Texas font. Well, that's what I'm looking for. And I'll center that like that. And we'll go here. Try to get that Western feel. You know, I'm mutilating the font a bit, but that's okay. Okay. How's that for you, Dave? Because I think that was the closest I could find to an old Texas font without font fishing, and that is dangerous to do while I'm talking to people. I think that's the best font I have for such things. So yeah, I think that's the best we could do. So we will call, say, file, save as Dave's Munsey Armadillo. Save that. And I don't know where that apostrophe came from, but that's okay. And we will export single layer ping. I will. Oh, I see what happened. I mistyped Dave's Mumsy Armadillo. And that can go there. We'll say okay. I'm going to come over here real quick, and I'm going to go File, Export Single Layer PNG because I forgot to do this. And I want to put this in the downloads right now because that's where it would be. I may tweak that later to make it a better magic card, but that's okay. And I will do this. Export layer, PNG. We'll put this in the downloads too so I can find it. Okay. Alrighty. Munsey. Okay, we got that. Okay, I see what you need. Gotcha. Needs the word Munsey? Sure. Honestly, I should have thought of that. We're going to go right here. We're going to say Munsey. I'm going to have to do some stuff here. Hold on. And we'll just do something like this, a little bit smaller, make it taller, put it right here like it's a card name. We'll do that. We will underline it. Was it bold? No, not bold. That's too much. Underline. There we go. Do we want those underlined? Let me see. Well, will you stop it? Behave yourself. There we go. We'll do it like that. Underline. Nah, we don't need that. The Munsey part needs to be underlined though. Okay. File, save, file, export single layer PNG, go right here, hit OK. There we go. Now I should be able to, I'll get that to you after the show. Let's see now. I'm getting a little ready for a snack, but let's see. We have 3 very done pictures. We have one more that needs to be moved. Whoop. What are you doing? You just stop that. And we'll just add another. And new. Oh, I know what I have to do. Okay, this one's going to be a little tricky. I have to gender bend Richie. Oh, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure, Dave. And I will get that to you fairly soon. Oh, let me double check on them. Okay. Let me see. It looks like I may have to go to go somewhere as part of money is insane. Wait, this one I don't recognize. I have to see what that one is. But I'm sorry, I got messaged. Okay. I do have this I may have to go. And yeah, I think you know what I may just call that because if I start doing Richie's, it could get a little spicy. So let's see. Let me see if I can find a decent picture for Rich. I know the picture I need of Richie, but let's see. I gotta find the photos. I'm perusing his Facebook on my phone. That is not what I need. Wow, okay. Tagged photos, though. Haha, that's where I find him. Maybe. Apparently, he has not been tagged in a lot of things either. I'm going to have to do some work on that and make sure he gets tagged in the pictures he was supposed to be tagged in. Okay, so if I go search, just do that. Scroll through. That looks like I made that on a document, which means I can find and remake that. Where are my pictures? Ooh. I know we had a whole bunch of pictures. I just had to find the right picture. Well. Oh, I know where to look. Anyway, yes, I have pictures of Rich. I think I will do this one offline because I don't want to risk issue. And we've got 3 pictures. I've been streaming for about 3 hours. And honestly, I desperately need to have some lunch. So I hope this helped. Thank you very much, Dave, for your patronage. I may do videos like this as people need. If there are events going on that are too spooky, reach out. I don't mind giving you guys an alternative place to be. Let me make myself big. And anybody needing those images, I will get those images to you. And we will have a great day. Guys, it's really important that not only you keep creating and you keep supporting folks, it's very important that you keep upbeat, keep chipper, and just enjoy yourselves. I can feel myself starting to stutter, so I'm going to run a couple ads, and then I'm going to close out. And I'm sorry for the folks, I didn't run as many ads as I usually do, but this was a special event. And if you like more of these, you know what? Let me know. So we'll go here.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Excuse me.
Which is worse, parental interference in your job or a person with a weapon when they shouldn't have one? Working security can be boring, but some conventions are a blast. Find this and all of Donna Carlene's books at lulu.com or look for her on ndcd.org.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
I forgot just how dry these things are. Okay. Guys, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Guys, go out there and be kind to each other, okay? Toodles. You know what? I'm going to run this way.